So, today I'm going to show you how to make a mixing valve. This valve here, I will be able to put soap in it, as in a surfactant, which I'll actually get a smaller hose for it. I will put water in one, and I will put sodium hypochlorite in another one. And this way, we can mix our soap for we can actually wash anything with this. We can do a roof clean, we can do a house wash, we can use this for a 12 volt. We might need to use the bigger valves, but you can use something like this for a gas power pump that we pull out of it. We can use this for all kinds of things. So, and I'm going to do more videos on this kind of stuff, what this is going to be used for. But today, I am going to set up this valve right here. Now, you will be able to go to pressurewashhelp.com slash mixing valve or mixer valve. I don't know. The link will be down in the description of all the parts you need for this valve. Now, I tried to build it in kit and where you could just hit a button and it would order every piece that you need for this valve. It's not doing what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to put it on a website, and you may have to go back and forth and click back and forth to get everything that you need for this valve. But it's a very simple valve, and if you would like for me to build you one, I may be able to do it for a small fee, and I will build you this mixing valve. I'll do it for $350. So if you want me to, I will build this. But this isn't about me selling this because I don't care if I build it or not. I want you to know how to build this valve. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to build it piece by piece into how to do this valve and where to put everything in. So, I am Jason Guyman with pressurewashhelp.com, here to help you grow your business, be successful, and to change your life. And the other thing we can do, we can do house washes with this. We can do roof cleans with this. We can do concrete cleaning. If you really want to soap the crap out of concrete, we can actually just do it this way, and I'll show you some of what it'll look like if you do it this way. We don't need a high pressure washer to do this kind of stuff. We can do it all through this mixing valve. So let's get started.
So the first thing is we got to remember we are working with plastic, so we don't need a lot of tools to make this stuff tight. In fact, we probably want to keep it hand tight, maybe a little bit more. But then on the other hand, we got to remember that if any one of these fittings starts leaking, then it can cause another issue with on down the line of our pump not sucking air, that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure they're tight enough, but we also want to make sure that they are not too tight. So I'm going to put this together and I'm going to show piece by piece. There may be some time just to shorten this up that I may time lapse it or speed it up so that way I don't have a forever long video here. So we're going to start the whole thing out here with the cross. It can be considered a T sometimes, but a lot of times your T only has the three sides. So a lot of these are a cross. This is all half-inch scheduled 80 PVC pipe, threaded. So the first thing we're going to do is now in the one I'm going to have you, it's actually going to have one of these. But when I ordered this, I ordered the wrong size, and this is 1 inch, and this is half-inch. They don't fit. So instead, I actually just using a 90 and a short nipple here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use some True Blue compound or a nice paste that'll keep this stuff together, and we're just going to sit there and we're going to put all this on there right here. Get a nice coat all the way around it. Make sure, and you want to make sure that this is good and threaded because otherwise it won't allow it to thread in there very good. So we're going to put the one in there. And get it halfway tight. I'm going to get my other one right here. Put it in the other side here. Try not to make a mess of this stuff. It will make a mess. So we'll get it there. We're going to put it on the other end here, along here. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and do my short one here, and then that way I can do all three of them to get it going there. Get it there. Put it up in the T here. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our 90s on here, one on each side here. Screw a 90 on here. And like I say, we don't want to get Hercules with these. If you get Hercules with it, you'll break them off, and that ain't a good thing. It'll crack right here, right there, in that valve, all different kinds of places. Might have went too far. All right. The next thing is we're going to have to put two more short half-inch nipples right here, one in here. And this will get us down to our valve part. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to put our blue true on here, and then we're going to add our valves on here. All right. Now on these valves, it's not a directional, um, but I'm going to try to put all the offs on the same spot so they're all pointing up and they're all pointing the one way here. So we'll screw them up here with the off up. And like I say, I'm not going to get crazy tight on it because then that way, if I need to tighten it up or whatnot, I can um, a little bit more. But you don't want to get crazy with these because you will crack them. If you get a wrench on there, you will crack these valves in a heartbeat in no time at all. The third one on here. Like I say, I'm just using my hands. I'm not getting crazy tight with them. All right. The next thing is we're going to use the nipple again, and we're going to put them in here, and then we'll go with our check valves next. You may want to have a towel or something, rag, get that crap off your hands. I don't think it'll hurt you, but it does get on there. All right. The next thing we're going to use are the check valves. These are one-way check valves. They do have arrows on them, so we want to make sure that the fluid is going in this way and out that way. And what this causes this to do is this keeps it does two things. It keeps it from, if one of these valves leaks, we don't want fluid to come in and go into our water tank, or the opposite. Or it also helps keep that fluid in all the way up to this valve, so that line will always stay primed. If we don't, and it gets a little bit of air leak in it, it can actually unprime itself. So then we're going to stick these on there, making sure the arrow goes with the fluid the way the fluid needs to go at. We're going to tighten them up, and again, we're not going to get Hercules on them. If we get Hercules on them, it will break them in a heartbeat. I mean, I know they're Schedule 80 and that, but it will break. And so we don't want to get crazy tight on these valves. We want them tight, obviously, but we don't want them, get the Hercules going and mess with them. But again, we're just going to get them nice and snug. I'm actually going to hold here because I don't want it. I already got them kind of where I want it set. And then I'm going to do the next one. And I'm going to do the last one. I'm going to take my rag here and clean up any goo that's gotten on there. So we don't have a bunch of blue crap everywhere. Same thing up here. Just wiping the extra crud off of it. We don't need it on there. Just makes a mess. So once we got that done, the next step is we're going to put our valves in the bottom of them here. Now, these may be loose, especially if you buy these from people. These will be kind of loose because it'll depend on whether you need it to go that way, maybe out. You don't know which way it's going to need to go, so that they'll leave these loose. I'm actually going to put these gray ones in. And the reason why I'm putting these gray ones in is when I ordered the hose, I ordered 1/2 inch, or I thought I did, but I actually ordered 5/8. So these black ones here that are actually 1/2 inch are a little loose in the 5/8 hose. These here are 1/2 inch also, but they're actually a little snug, and these are scheduled 80, and it just don't want to fit in that 1/2 inch hose, but that's all right because I'm going to slide these in this hose, and it actually tightens up fairly decent. So we're going to screw these in here, and we will have our mixing valve ready to rock and roll and making some money. And like I say, you can move these around. They got to be in those special spots. And then we'll put this one up here, and that's it. This is a mixing valve right here. That's as simple as it gets. I mean, it's parts are about, like I say, parts are about, they're right around with the Teflon and all that stuff. You're probably looking at $200, maybe a little bit more for this. But we don't have to back mix no more. You can just mix it to where you want it at and go with it. Now, if you have employees with this, that's where you got to be careful so that they know you don't over put too much strength of bleach and you're doing a house wash and they're doing it with a roof mix. That's not going to be a good mixture. That's going to probably kill a lot of stuff. So remember, we are using bleach and it is strong and it is something that will kill stuff. So I want you to make sure you understand that. But this is the mixing valve and this is how we put it together. If you would like to check out this mixing valve and all the parts will be down in the description. Go check out my video series on this trailer build that I'm doing here for $3,000. And I'll see you in my next video.